There are a lot of things that take place as you go throughout life, and one of the things that you'll find that's not very pleasant, but it happens, it takes place in all of our lives, is that there will occasionally be an enemy who will come, someone who really despises you, who hates you for whatever reason it might be. And it's very important for us as followers of Jesus to know how we're to respond when there are enemies. You know, the world says that we are to combat our enemies. The religion says we're to hate our enemies, but Jesus said to love your enemies and to pray for those who even persecute you. And so that's a very difficult thing. In fact, that's an impossibility unless we really trust in the Lord. But I can say to you, it is possible to love those who hate us, to love those who persecute us and who are our enemies. And let me give you a good illustration. In 1 Samuel chapter 24, David, who became God's man and God used him, he was described, of course, as a man after God's own heart. And David just loved God and wanted to follow God. And as a result of that, God was using him. And Saul became very jealous. And Saul was persecuting him. Saul was treating him wrongly. But David found himself one day in a cave in 1 Samuel chapter 24. And Saul came into that cave. In fact, Saul didn't see him, but he became so close to him. He came so close to him that David cut off a piece of his robe. David could have killed him at that moment. He could have taken revenge, but he didn't do that. He trusted the Lord, and he made a great decision. When you have an enemy, when someone does you wrong, you have a decision to make often, and you need to choose not to have vengeance, not to show revenge. You need to show love and grace. Only the grace of God can enable you to really love someone who hates you. So you need to look to Jesus and trust Him to give you that grace. But there was another thing. David ran out of that cave, and he after Saul left, and he said, "Wait a minute." And he showed Saul. He said, "I could have taken your life, but I want you to know I'm not against you." And David tried to show respect, and he tried to reconcile with Saul. And listen, we need to take that spirit, that attitude, and I'll tell you what will happen. God will bless it. Yeah, it may look bad right now. It may look tough in the short term. But in the long term, God honored, God blessed what David did, his heart, because his heart was after God, and God taught him to love even his enemies. So I don't know who your enemies are. I don't know what you're facing, what kind of difficulty you're going through, but I can tell you this. If you will draw from the grace of God, God will give you love even for your enemies. So why don't you spend some time in prayer? Identify your enemies. Ask God to fill you with love and grace towards them.